Hi everyone, Louis C.K. is back. Who's Louis C.K.? A few people are asking. Louis C.K., the comedian who was caught up in the hashtag Me Too movement about 10 months ago and exposed as somebody who exposed himself in front of women and jerked off in front of them. Yeah, he's back after a 10-month period of hiding in the shadows. I'm going to go to the Independent for this article. I'm not going to read it all. I'm probably going to skip paragraphs. But this article says, if Louis C.K. can come back to a standing ovation, has Me Too really changed anything? I'm going to come back to that title at the end. Now, like I say, I'm just going to read a bit of this. I'm not going to read it all. After admitting to sexual misconduct almost 10 months ago, Louis C.K. has made his return to comedy. He surprised a sold-out audience at New York's illustrious Comedy Cellar on Sunday, receiving an ovation in Congress with the man we currently perceive him as. Another comic performing that evening said it was a wow moment for the audience, who also worryingly gave him a standing ovation for his set. Worryingly? Really, Independent? All right. His one reception also suggests that he never behaved inappropriately with 5 different female colleagues. But if he did, and by his own admission, was he responsible with the power attached to his success? Meanwhile, he built a career on allyship that was apparently mere performance. I'm just going to skip down here. Second paragraph from bottom. One of his victims was working on a television pilot with him at the time, but she didn't have the luxury of abandoning the project that was vital for his career. She continued to work with CK and a production team that was largely aware of what he had done, and his success seemingly insulated him from any serious consequences. Another 2 of his victims attempted to voice their outrage, but were silenced by the overwhelming backlash they experienced. In speaking out, they created enemies like CK's manager, David Beckett. And then for some reason, they go on to say, who was also representing comedy acts like Amy Poehler and Aziz Ansari. Why they said that, don't know. I assume because Aziz Ansari was caught up in this Me Too movement as well, which all that looked to me like was a bad bloody date with Aziz Ansari, but that's another story. They ended up removing themselves from projects that were adjacent to CK and Becky, knowing that their material would never be received in the aftermath. Okay. It goes on to say that one person complained and said, you know, at the comedy store, whatever it was, said, complained to the manager and said, you should have given us a heads up first. And he says there at the bottom, however, he seemed ready for the return of CK, remarking that there can't be a permanent life sentence on someone who does something wrong. The problem with that framing is that CK wasn't even sentenced. And here's my problem with this whole bloody article and everybody who is outraged about this. And I know this is going to split people's opinion. Should he be sentenced? What is the sentence that he should have? He never touched these women. From all intents and purposes, I mean, it says in this article that 5 women came forward. He did it with a hell of a lot more than that. I know that. I've heard people talk about it. Apparently one woman just folded her arms. He asked one woman, she folded her arms, leant against the wall and started laughing at him and said, yeah, go on then. I know people are going to get upset with this. I know they are. It says there at the bottom, CK's victims deserve better than for us to let him slip quietly into the space he once occupied. We need to see something more tangible than his public apology 9 months ago, something that actually works to undo the damage he created. And we need to hold prominent men accountable in actuality, not just in the media headlines and viral tweets. Hashtag MeToo may be a hashtag, but it is much greater than that too. Otherwise, we are consuming the trauma of women who speak out without providing them with justice. Okay, I understand where Gabrielle Noel, who wrote this, I understand where she's coming from. What he's done there is just, it's dude, you can't just jerk off in front of women, especially when you've got a massive, you know, platform like you have and wield so much power, you know, with it. And he understands that now. And this is my point with Louis C.K. And this is what I always go back to. Harvey Weinstein, remember, just denied everything. Kevin Spacey, when it came out about Kevin Spacey, how he responded in his statement was to say, I'm gay, I'm going to have to deal with it. What? Louis C.K. came out and said, yeah, this was me, or everything these women are saying is true. This is shameful. I've got to sort it out. I'm going to go away. I'm going to sort it out. Now, for me, even though I condemn what he did, first of all, he deserves a little bit of credit, I think, for coming out and saying, you know what, yeah, this is true, and I'm sorry. Whereas the others obviously didn't. And also, this is the central crux of what Gabrielle and people who have an opinion, the person who wrote this article, have on this issue is they're trying to they're trying to lump somebody in here whose crime was jerking off in front of women, which, you know, they're trying to lump him in with serial possible rapists. You know, that's a bit of a false equivalence. He's not in that category. I am happy that Louis C.K. is back. I am happy that he took some time to reflect. And I know that half of my audience are going to be pissed off with that. I know it. But this is not, as that lady Gabrielle says in that article, this is not a reflection on the Me Too movement. And the Me Too movement really has changed lives and really has changed things, especially in, you know, institutions like Hollywood where this was rife. It really has changed, and it's also changed a lot of the way the authorities respond to complaints of. It was massive, and it was great. I don't think, though, we should ostracise people like Louis C.K. for essentially just being a bit of a perv, as far as I can tell. Now, these women were obviously put in a horrible situation, which they shouldn't have been, but he's not in the same category as a Weinstein or a Kevin Spacey. And since he is a comedian, I'll try and be funny here. I do hope. I know this is not going to land, but I do hope that when he came out on Sunday, you know, the first thing he said was, "Hey, at least I asked them." That's why I'm not a comedian. I'm glad he's back though. Let me know in the comments whether you agree. I've got a feeling that I'm going to piss quite a few people off with my stance on this though. I certainly don't think that he should be ostracised and be, you know, ousted and his career be over because he was a bit of a arsehole and a bit of a pervert. Let me know what you think, but that's the way I stand. If he would have said that, though, when he came out, if he would have said, "Hey, at least I asked," that would have got a standing ovation, I think. If you like this video and you want to hear more, please click subscribe and click the bell down there as well so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. Otherwise, YouTube will hide it from you. Any future videos, they have admitted that they do that. We are facing an absolute onslaught, a barrage from both the corporate media and corporations who are trying to silence our voices. They're trying to stop us from bringing you the truth and cutting through the partisan BS that you get in the mainstream media. They don't like it. We're their competition. So if you can support channels like mine, please do so. Please share the videos wherever you can. Talk to your friends and family and spread the word about what we're doing. If you can support us on Patreon, please do so as well. The link is down there. You can support me for as little as $1 a month, and every bit helps. We cannot do this without your support. Thanks very much for your support. Until next time, peace and take care.